We're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Washed Up. Ooh, already 2 viewers right off the bat.
Those
are my favorite 2 viewers right there. Drop your name in the chat, and TJ's gonna follow you.
Right now.
I'm sitting in my dad's office at his house, and it feels kind of weird, like it's like when people are like, "Oh, don't call me Mr. Mika. That's my dad." That's kind of how I feel right now.
Do you feel like you are your dad? You have like some power?
I'm feeling a little bit of power. I think the drapes are kind of giving me some power. Super excited about today. TJ and I have been kind of going back and forth, texting the last couple hours on what we want to talk about with today's special guest, Elijah Bryant. He just texted me, said he's about to jump in. He just had to find somewhere to park. He got the car memo, and then we jumped ship from the car. So I guess that's on us. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about Elijah's kind of time at BYU and his path. I mean, obviously we'll talk about this with him at length, but one of the craziest years of professional basketball, winning an NBA championship and a EuroLeague. I love how they call it like a EuroLeague Final Four. They call it like they won the Final Four. It's like it's a EuroLeague championship, right? So, doing that in 1 year is pretty insane. I actually looked up. It'll be interesting to hear what he says. I looked up how many other people have done that, and I think there's only 13 others. So,
elite company.
It's crazy.
I mean, to win a championship, really, at like any level, is a special feeling.
Yeah,
you go through a season of just like blood, sweat, and tears with teammates, friends, and to like end up on top is like the greatest feeling. But to do it at like to do it at the 2 highest levels in basketball is probably as cool as it gets,
Well, speak of the devil, there he is. Look at this guy.
Wait, am I on?
I'm putting him right here though, front and center.
You're live, brother.
You're live, brother.
What's good? What's good? How are you guys doing?
A legend of Brigham Young hoops right here.
What can I say? I've done a few things, but a lot more to accomplish.
Yeah, let's go. I love to hear that.
I kind of want to know where you parked. Where does Elijah Bryant pull over and park when he's in a tight situation? That's going to tell me a lot about you.
This specifically is a Walgreens.
That's solid. Like,
yeah,
you're not going to have any crazy people running up and banging on your window. Walgreens, that's a stand-up kind of location, so I think that's a good call.
Is it not? I was going to choose Harmon's first, but then I was like, there's just too much traffic, But yeah, because my friend's picking me up to go to the Powder League, so I'm like, yeah, let me stop at Walgreens real quick.
Are you playing?
No. Not yet. I want to. I think they're doing a really good job. I want to. It's just with contracts overseas, you just never know, So you just want to be safe. Yeah, you know how it is overseas. You played 10 months, and I mean, playing in the summer is not something you really want to do.
I know. I've texted with Nima and Blaze, and I agree. I think like if they've done anything right, like they do a really good job of marketing. Like the uniforms and the photography, the videography, like everything around it, they do a really good job. And so of course I've wanted to go, and I feel bad because year after year I shut them down because I was like, dude, my body is in shambles. Like I just
exactly.
I have to just sit for like.
Are you still playing now, or are you done with hoops?
No, I'm done. I just my knees. I was just telling somebody this today with TJ. I had this knee issue really for like 4 years, but it just got so bad the last year that I couldn't play with Ignite. Got this surgery, didn't do anything, and now I'm dealing with this doctor who has done 2 of my knee surgeries. He's up in Park City. He's a fantastic doctor, and he's like, hey, I've never seen anything like this, and I'm shopping this around to other doctors, and they haven't either. So it's a really good place to be, one of one.
You're a unicorn. You're a unicorn.
Not the kind you want to be, but that's okay. That's okay. So I don't play. TJ, But today we had a conversation. Oh, this is good. We're going to corner you right here live. Today we had a conversation. This guy wants to sponsor a TBT team and call it, what do you want? The Boys of Brigham.
Boys of Brigham.
And TJ said he committed that he'll get in shape to go play. Elijah, it's destiny, bro.
Yeah, when I'm done. The thing is, the problem is that these TBT things don't pay the bills. You know what I mean? And, and that's when every time people ask me, it's like, I love to hoop, but this is what I do for a living. This is how my kids eat now. So I can't jeopardize that. But when I retire, for sure, I'm doing every single men's league tournament, everything, you know. But it's just hard now with it being your job and playing 10 months. Playing 10 months is freaking brutal. So
making it 11 will be hard. Well, let's jump into it. TJ and I were just talking about this, and this is kind of where we want to kick off. Like when I hear the name Elijah Bryant, I think like one of the craziest calendar years in pro basketball, like ever. Not like for a BYU guy or for an NBA guy. Like you won an NBA championship, historic run, historic players on there, and then you turn around and the very next season win a EuroLeague championship. Like talk about this is a long-winded question. I want to hear a long-winded answer. Like talk about that year and how surreal it was, but then also I know you enough to know that you knew that was going to happen, right? Like you knew that was in the cards. You had the self-belief, and you have, this consistency club that you're working on now, that you preach, daily and weekly on your social media. Like connect all those things, how it kind of came about.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just belief, right? And that comes down to faith. I mean, in basketball, it's confidence, and in life, it can be confidence or faith. In religion, it's faith, right? Believing in the unseen. And I really believe that, if you visualize and do all that stuff, that it comes to fruition, what your reality, you know what I mean? Like that reality was already there for me. It was just about me like matching that emotion, right? So I remember that year specifically, that was actually COVID. I'm pretty sure it was COVID, 2021. So that year specifically, I watched a lot of NBA games, and I was just watching a lot of Bucks games, And we had conversations earlier in the year about, hey, do you want to come over on a two-way and all this stuff? And we were like 3/4 way through the season, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's the best for me and my family. Okay, me maybe, but not my family. So then we just waited, and then finally they were like, okay, let's get it like a real deal done. But I was under contract and I had no out. This was last year of my deal. So I had to do everything. Like you can ask my agent. I just got the numbers to all the owners, made the phone calls to all the owners, and gracefully they let me go. And then it was just a whirlwind, you know what I mean? In terms of, getting the COVID test, my family flying back with me, and then them going to Utah, me going to Milwaukee and staying in the hotel the whole time. But we would end up winning the championship. And, it's one of those things where like, you feel like you got a A on the group project, but you didn't do anything. But for me, it was surreal because like it wasn't necessarily like, okay, yeah, I did play a little bit, but it was more so like all the things that I had encountered to get myself there, And we talk about the consistency thing, and that's like one of my biggest mottos, plus the faith, is I just believe if you have faith, like, which is confidence in basketball, and you have consistency in your systems and routines, then anything's possible. And for anyone to say that you can't do it, that's their insecurities showing through the experiences that they've had in their life. So they're looking at you through the lenses they have on, So I try to like whatever I want to do, I have faith, and then I have consistency with it, and I think it can happen. So moving on to the EuroLeague, I end up leaving the NBA, going to Anadolu Efes in Istanbul, and not an easy transition. I would say one of my best attributes is being able to, fill any glass. You know what I mean? Like going from the NBA, okay, not playing so much, maybe at Maccabi playing a little bit more, going to Anadolu Efes, where being a main ball handler when I first got there, to having to slide over to a 3-and-D guy when the main guys came back in Vasa and Shane, who were injured. So for me, it was a very surreal. We went on to win the EuroLeague and stuff like that, but it was very surreal to understand that to be successful in life, you have to have faith in yourself, but you also have to be consistent, have discipline, but also you have to star in your role, And it's not just basketball. I think in businesses and whatever that is like you're not always going to be in that role. But if you star in that role while also working on your, whatever your skills and your other assets to get that, CEO role, or to get that, main ball handler role, your opportunity is going to come. Injury, new management, new coach, it's going to come, but you have to be ready. So I think part of it's luck, but I think being ready for that opportunity is something that you always can do based on, your faith, your consistency, or your work ethic. So that's pretty much
That's
what
super
happened.
cool. Super cool.
Yeah, I love a lot of what you said there, because Eric and I have been talking a bunch lately about like manifesting things, and you mentioned like matching that emotion of what you're trying to get to. I'm curious to hear where all of this like manifesting stuff started for you, like that self-belief, like you saying, look, I already knew I was that guy and I just had to like find my way there. But I like, you already knew that was a reality for you. You just had to get there. Like, talk me through where you started all that, because I'm all in that world right now and I'm totally about all that stuff.
Yeah. So I think for me, I mean, obviously working with Craig a lot, he helps, control the controllable, all that stuff. You guys have worked with them, but in terms of visualization, like I was doing it then, but I think this year I even hit it more. I read a book called Parallel Universes of Self, and it talks about different realities and how in order to get the reality you want, you have to match the emotion of that reality. So, for example, if I was in a basketball game and I know I'm going to play in the NBA, or I know I'm going to have the biggest contract in Europe, why would I care if I miss this shot? It doesn't matter. Why would I
Right.
care? If I know I'm going to be a billionaire, why would I care if the dude cut me off at the light? It doesn't matter, because I'm matching the emotion of what my reality is going to be. And the more you do that, you go to see like, wow, like it really does work from a faith perspective, from a religion perspective, whatever it is. This guy discusses frequencies. So everything's a frequency, right? Like your energy is a frequency. And when you match that frequency to the reality that you want, which emotion is energy in motion, which makes sense, you are able to get that reality. And it's funny because all this stuff has come to life for me, but like I've seen it and I know what I want in life. But when you look back and people are like, oh, how'd you do it? What, a lot of people say, oh, I'm gonna join the church now, or I'm gonna do this now. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's part of it for sure, but like you still have to do the work every day. And a lot of people, I don't think, they do the work in the gym, they do the work in the basketball gym, but they don't do the work mentally. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not easy. Like, don't get me wrong, there's days where I'm cussing the guy out who's cutting me off, but you have to understand, like, you have to match that energy and motion, that emotion, to the reality that you want more than not. And Craig said the same thing to a different context, 3-1. Like if you say something negative, you got to say 3 positive things. It's the same idea. It's just to get in that habit. And we live in such a world that is so fear-based, so everything is negative usually, you know what I mean? Because negative sells, and to match that reality is, you can feel it when you're around someone who they know. Another good example of that is Nigel Hayes Davis. He played for Fenerbahce this year, and he's kind of on that same wave of like,
Yeah, he's back
he
in the
writes
league
his
too.
he writes his goals down. He's back in the league, and he's so in tune with what he wants, and his frequency is so high, and so it's a high vibration of what he wants. You can't even dim his frequency. And it almost sounds delusional. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And he
I
he
love that.
states it being like, the world is rigged in my favor. You know what I mean? So you start to see things, and it gives you different perspective, because it's like, even if the person cuts you off, or even if you don't have if you have a bad game, you're so focused on, I know it's going to work out for me. And that's how it's been for me these past, especially this year, focusing on making sure my emotion is matching the reality that I want. And it's been a fun ride.
Man, I really like that, and so many gems in there. And like TJ said, we're the last year and some change. Like as we've been working together, that's been like you said, dude. Delusional is a word that like is always on our whiteboard, right?
Delusional
Like
confidence. You got to have
and
it.
and like you said, he's saying, man, life is rigged in my favor, and a concept that we've latched onto is very similar. It's like, if you're negative, if you don't believe, if you're not projecting exactly what you want into the universe, then you're automatically going to
Mhm.
filter out all the good possibilities. You're literally not going to
100%.
see them. Your brain will block them. So that's really, really
100%.
cool. And I'm like, I'm geeking out because I love it, but this is free game for young athletes, right? And to tie into kind of the next thing we wanted to talk about, that's a big part of you. That's a big part of your platform, and what you're trying to do is have an impact, not just as a basketball player, but obviously as a father, as a husband, as a business person, yes, but as a leader, as a teacher, right? So you have the consistency club, and we just want to kind of hear like the whole social media journey, like where it is now and where it started. Again, what was the vision for that? Because I remember, dude, the back in the day, like you were making videos, you were like, what is this guy doing? Like nobody did that. And now because like it was only 2017, 16 to 17, it was not that long ago, but it wasn't even close to what it is now. Right now, everyone has a podcast, everyone has a YouTube channel, or a lot of people try. Right? But you were doing this back in 2016, so kind of just talk about the evolution of that and what you're trying to accomplish with your platform.
So I think for me, I've gone through different phases of my life. I think there's three things that people want in life. It's either status, wealth, or power. And those can be, you have the people, like a power example would be a referee or a cop. They don't have status or wealth, but they have power. Right. So I think early on in my social media journey, I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be status or maybe wealth. But I think now it's more so to be the person that I would like to see. Like, I geek out when I see a Steph Curry behind the scenes or a LeBron James behind the scenes, like, and not saying I'm that person, but in a sense, we're that person to someone in every context of life, So I think for me, being able to share that and do that, and on top of that, I've always liked creating videos and memories, and I was doing it with our family, and I still do it, but it's unlisted, it's private. But now I do it, and I have a team that helps me with doing the YouTube videos, because as an athlete, you're only hot for so long, right? So I'm trying to maximize that while also being able to build businesses off of that once it grows to what I want it to be. For example, Braden Shaw does a great job of it. He's learned how to use his social media to filter people to his businesses, to his syndication business, to his mortgage business. He does a really good job at it. So for me, in the beginning, I was kind of like, I want to be famous. I want to get a lot of fire. I want to do this. More so now, it's more calculated, and like, I want to build a community of people that, like, when they see them wearing the consistency shirt, they know what they stand for. So the messages I love to see is like, hey, your faithful consistency made me work harder today, and now I made the team. Okay, cool. I don't want anything from you. Just go and do it for someone else. You know what I mean? Like this isn't for me to make. I'm not doing this to make money. Now, will money come out of it? Eventually, yes, if I do the right thing and I have the right motives. But I think if I do it right, it will benefit a lot of people. And then eventually the ultimate goal is I want to have my own farm, and then have people who can come out and do retreats and kind of get back in nature. But the main thing is to give back and teach people that, like, as an athlete that you look up to, I'm normal. I have bad days. I have good days. There's days I don't want to work. There's days I do want to work out, and I think there's too many, often in this social media era, too many people are perfect, and I want to be more, what's the word? I want to be more authentic to myself, because when I'm authentic, no one can be Elijah Bryant, so that's the biggest thing, is trying to be authentic to myself and show people that, failure is okay. Failing fast leads you to success faster. Just being an example, but also showing, like, there's good days and there's bad days. So,
For sure. Yeah, you're not really worried. You're just being yourself. You're not really worried about, it's like, this is me, like it or not. This is me. I think that's really cool. All right, we got Eric might have one more question after me, but you've obviously seen a ton in the basketball world. Give us your favorite moment at BYU, and like maybe best environment, craziest experience you've had overseas as well.
Yeah, BYU was super fun. I would say best moment when we beat Gonzaga and they were undefeated in Spokane. That was pretty cool. I played so dirt though. I remember I played
I
horrible.
don't actually think that's true. I like
No, 100%.
I watched that game.
Dirt,
I watched that game like once a week, bro. Like I know.
Really?
Harry knows every
But
part of
I
that
remember
game.
because I think I played well in like the Portland game or something, and came in there and just I'm pretty sure I had 12 points, but I was just dirt. Nick was killing, TJ was killing, you were killing. Yeah, I was dirt. But that was the best experience in college. Obviously playing in front of the Rock is super cool. And then overseas is a beast. It's different in terms of environments, but the craziest experience I've had, I gotta be careful what I choose. I don't want to ruffle any feathers overseas.
That's a real thing, bro. You
Not
gotta be careful.
yeah. No, I think the craziest thing is like when you're in it. This is the craziest experience I've had some crazy ones, but this was my first like experience playing overseas. I was in Israel playing, and we came back from halftime, and I'm like, I can't breathe. I'm like, why can I not breathe? Like, and I realized there's smoking in the gym, and I'm like, this isn't serious right now. Like, what's going on? I'm trying to play a game and there's smoking cigarettes in the gym. And like, I'm like asking the team, like, yo, what's going on? Like, why are they smoking? He's like, welcome to overseas. I'm like, what is going on? This is crazy. So after that, I knew, okay, either I'm gonna get with it or I'm gonna get lost. So that was pretty crazy. Obviously, you
I
have
can't believe they're still doing it.
Bro, it's crazy. Like, and they throw the flares, they throw lighters at you, stuff like that. But it's the atmosphere is cool, but it's definitely different than India.
What's crazy is like I wouldn't have been surprised if you smelled smoke, asked your teammates what's going on, and then turn. Is Eli still there? We might have lost him.
Yeah,
Can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was saying like what's crazy
I can hear you.
Like I would not have like blinked. I wouldn't have thought twice if you said you smelled smoke.
The
and then
teammate was smoking.
Yeah, exactly. Like your teammate smoking during halftime. Like I saw some wild stuff, bro. What are we doing?
I had
guys?
teammates. Teammates use that for rehab. Yes,
That's
teammates
crazy.
use that for rehab, and it's
That's the
like not even
loosest
hidden.
rehab
It's like
I've
as
ever
long as
heard.
you play, they don't care. Exactly. It's crazy. But
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I kind of just like a fun little trivia to head out. I actually already texted this to you. I meant to text it to TJ because we were going to maybe ask it earlier. But so you probably already saw the list. There's not many people that have won an NBA championship and a EuroLeague championship. Do you have any guess how many? And if you do, can you name the others?
I know one. I just know one. My other teammate, Rodri Baboa. Well, my ex-teammate. He was one. He played for Dallas, and obviously I played with him for 4 years. I want to say there's Thiago Splitter. He has to be 1, 2. Is there 12?
Yeah, I mean,
how many are there?
You just named one that wasn't on here. So I'm like,
I don't know. I don't know if Thiago Splitter's on there. I was just thinking because he played EuroLeague. I know he played a while in the NBA. He could have a chance. Oh, there's a guy from Serbia, Kosic. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe 12. 10 to 12.
Yeah, the number I got was 12, starting with Bill Bradley, who won with Olympia Milano in '66, and then the Knicks in '70 and '73, and then the most recent was Kostas Antetokounmpo, who won with.
Obviously, how did I forget him? Yeah.
So I mean, kind of crazy too in the last couple of years, but Manu Ginobili's in there. He won with He won with Bologna in '98, and then obviously the Spurs, or maybe Bologna in 2001. Tony Kukoc, Bob McAdoo. So like, there's some big names in here. No, but dude, like, I'm so glad we got you on here. We want to stay true to our promise. We went a couple minutes over, but like, I mean this genuinely. Like, that's such incredible insight, and it's like, to see you, obviously we played together, and so I know you on another level, but we haven't seen each other in person forever because you've been doing your thing out there, and it's like no wonder you are where you are. You know what I mean? Like, and you've done what you've done playing basketball. Just like hearing you talk about it and the process and the method is really cool to hear. So. I know that Cougar fans will enjoy this. I know it's a little bit different, but anyone who's into anything that wants to be successful and happy is going to enjoy this. So thank you for spending so much time with us.
Of course.
You're the man,
We'll
bro.
we'll have to do an overseas edition.
Yeah, I like that.
Sometime.
Let's get you over there and
All right.
we'll just let fans in. Why don't we send out a fan? Yeah. See if one. Dude, well, actually, last story. You talk about the passion of Europe, and I texted you a couple weeks ago. That's how kind of this snowballed. We're in the middle of nowhere, Colorado. Not middle of nowhere, but Rocky National Park. Rocky Mountain National Park, and at this like little kid center, there's like go-kart, bumper cars, mini golf, slides, whatever. And this guy's like helping me in line. He's like measuring my son, who was too short, but he helped me out because of this. He let my son on because I figured out he was Turkish. I thought he was Serbian. I'm obviously off with my accents nowadays.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, dude, are you from Istanbul?" He's like, "Yes." I was like, "Do you know Elijah Bryant?" He's like, "Oh, yes. And he just got like, so he's like, "Yes, FS is the best." Like, obviously a big fan of your previous club. And he was like, "Yes." Yeah. He's like, "Your son, he's too small." He's like, It's okay. He can go. I was like, "Yes."
Hopefully he was safe on there.
Bro. The name drop got my son on there, and he cried the whole time anyway. So I guess it didn't really do it. No, just we're big fans, dude. So we're excited that you're back in Utah for a little bit. We're hoping obviously we can sync up before you head out, but wishing you all the best, and we've got you back. You don't need any of that, but we're rooting for you, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Let's do it again sometime.
All right, you said it.
All right, we'll see you. All right, bro. All right, we'll see you. All right, bye.
Man, what a guy.
Yeah, there's some real good stuff in there, and like he just scratched the surface truly of all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you really start digging into that stuff, and like all that energy and motion, emotion, all that stuff, like I think it's real. And you match that frequency of the person you want to become or where you want to be, and like it just happens. He's a living example of it,
Yeah, 100%.
You can't argue that.
I would not like plug anybody unless I believed in it, just because like I'm not getting anything from this. I just like I've known he's done this and he's optimized kind of like the business part of it. Like he's like, "Listen, I want to do this because I want like minds that think the same to be in the same place, and I want to help them, and I want to be that person that I needed." Like he's doing it all the right way. And I'm just saying, like, if I'm a kid listening to this, or if I'm a parent that has a kid that's into sports or into development or whatever they're into, but just like is, either dreaming big or wants to dream bigger, like you have to go see what he's doing. Like you have to go look at his platform, because like you said, he's the embodiment of, yeah, I can do that. I'm going to go work for it, but I can do it. Like, why not me? And I think that's super, super cool. So,
yeah. And you're not shocked. You're not shocked when it happens. It's like,
no. And I'm not shocked,
like I know it's reality.
And truly, like, I'm not shocked. I see his stuff and I think it's fantastic. Like, I think the content he puts out is great. It's no wonder he has a YouTube team. But then, like, you hear him talk about it like that. Like, it's just ingrained in everything that he says, and the way that he frames everything that he's done. It's like, oh yeah, duh. Like I've been around enough professional athletes to know that like that is unique, right? Like if guys that I play, if I did that better, if guys I played with did that better, then they would have, accomplished more. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's great stuff. And like you said, it just applies to anything.
Yeah.
Like you can do it in any part of your life. And if you just like the mental aspect of everything, I think is just as important, if not more. Like you got to have that piece, and then translate it to the work, translate it to putting it in every day, and go,
Yeah. And, just because I feel like BYU basketball was less of a focus of this episode, which is fine with me, but to tie it all in, this is why I'm excited about where we are. Like, I haven't been in those huddles or those team meetings. Like, I don't know the exact verbiage that KY is using, but like just the way that the guys rallied last year and the way that, there's energy going into this year, despite, big names and potentially what could be big egos elsewhere. Like, I have to believe that like KY is running the show like this, right? Like he walked in and said, like, why wouldn't I just raise more money for NIL? Why wouldn't I go get the number 1 recruit? Why wouldn't I go to the Sweet 16 in year 1, right? Like, you don't do those things unless you are just planning on it. Like, it sounds so stupid, but like, just put it in your calendar, like it's done, right? And so I feel like that's a real thing that's happening right now, and it makes it exciting for the fans. Don't hold that one against me.
It's great stuff, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. Well, Cougar fans, I'm trying to think. Oh, we got Jimbo next week, Mr. Jimmer Fredette. Fredette about it, Teach.
Let's go.
If you're listening right now, I know there are people that can hear my voice right now. Isn't technology amazing? Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by all the Legos in my dad's office. There's a lot of Legos. If you're listening right now, show up next week, have questions ready. We want this to be as interactive as possible with Jimmer. It'll be a lot of fun. Obviously, he's a fan favorite for many reasons. So we're super stoked. Thank you guys for always being here, and we'll see you next week. You too, Teach. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
All right, here comes that awkward 3 seconds. I always